What's up, everybody? And on this episode of Xbox Game Pass Hunting, we'll be talking about Death's Door is an action adventure game available on Xbox Game Pass, developed by Devolver Digital. So essentially in Death's Door, you're a Soul Reaper. No, not that kind of Soul Reaper, but you're cool in your own right. The story follows, you are assigned a task to reap a soul. And when you finish it, you collect the soul, and next thing you know, you hit upside the head, and the elderly crow takes it and says you can't get it back because he needs help to complete his own mission. So he sends you on a quest. You have to fight Smallfoot, Kermit the Frog, and that old witch from Jack and Jill. And once you complete those three, the story starts to unravel to why things aren't dying and the organization you work for, and everything isn't as it seems. Overall, I was pretty satisfied with the story and enjoyed myself, especially when I got to the end. But speaking of ending, there is a true ending. So after you complete the game, if you go back to where the final boss battle is, there's a key to pick up, and you can look up guides online, which you do after that, to unlock the true ending. Next up, gameplay. The game is fast and fluid. The combat is pretty simple in general. You have a light, heavy, and a charged attack, and depending on the weapon, they have different abilities. For example, you can unlock Thor's hammer, which a charged attack, it lets out electricity and hits multiple enemies. Thor's hammer, the daggers, and the great sword is what I use the most, and my personal favorite was Thor's hammer and the great sword. The Thor's hammer because of that ability that you can hit multiple enemies, and the great sword because it just did a little bit more damage. This game also has some RPG elements. You can upgrade your strength, your dexterity, your haste, and your magic. Your strength is how much damage you do, of course. Dexterity is how quickly you perform those moves and how quickly you can actually charge up your magic attacks. Haste is how quickly your Reaper moves, and magic is how much damage your magic actually does.
No.
Also, this game has some puzzle elements that are pretty simple, but they're pretty intuitive as well. Overall, I find this game pretty creative, and my favorite part is it makes you feel like you're great at puzzles, even though you're not. At least for me. I know I'm terrible at puzzles, but this game made me feel like I knew what I was doing. There's also shrines you can collect that will also up how many gauges of magic and health you get. Please look out for those. I completed the game with only having 4 health the entire time, so I can only get hit 4 times. And that was cool and all, but it made the game a lot harder than it had to be, so I did a challenge run by accident, and it still took me about 8 hours to finish. I'm decently good at these type of games, but if you actually get the health shrines like you're supposed to, you'll probably be able to complete it in less. We talk about music. The music was fine. It didn't do anything too amazing or over the top, but in general, I enjoyed the soundtrack of the game, especially during boss battles. They're very intense and it always fit the mood. Also, one last note before I go, if you have been watching the background gameplay, you will notice that enemies do not have health bars. The kind of gimmick of this game is the more cracks the enemy has, the less health they have. So when they have a whole bunch of pink cracks all throughout them, that's how you know they probably got 1 or 2 hits left. And if you came from my TikTok review, I said it was fire, because you know if a game ain't got no voice acting, it's either fire or it's trash. Now I'm happy to say this game is pretty fun. I say go check it out, Xbox Game Pass. It's free if you already play for the service, and I'll give this game a solid 7.5 out of 10. It didn't do anything to reinvent the wheel, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and until next time.